Welcome back to the Chaos, everyone. ChaosEclipse here. We are back on World of Warcraft, the Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary Edition. As you can see, I have my level 70 druid. You guys know that I hit 70. Lots of upgrades on the armor. I will go over that in game. I'm still missing a few pieces. You can see there the cloak is not. It's still part of the previous green tier that I had. This weapon is not part of the set, but like I said, we'll go over all of that. Main reason I'm starting on this screen is because I also want to show you guys I did start with the Chaos Blaze. That is the level 1 druid, the other druid that I told you I was going to create. So this one will eventually become the leather worker and jewel crafter. And then this one will be the one to gather all the stuff. So I will make him a skinner and a miner. So if we click on this guy first, you can see he's level 1. Sorry. You can see he's level 1. He's intelligence, so I have not leveled him at all. I think I killed one thing only because it attacked me when I was running to Darnassus. I've not done any quests, nothing at all. The only reason I ran to Darnassus is I will show you guys. I basically had to run around and try to find someone to be able to help me with the guild invite thing. Because, like I said, I wanted them both in the same guild so that I have access to the guild bank with this character. So now, when I'm on my level 70 and I'm going around, I'm mining and everything right now, I can just put all that mining stuff into the guild bank and then I can access it with this guy. So you can see here, he is already part of the guild, Rare Breed. The way that I did that, like I just said, I had to basically invite someone else. Like I brought my level 70 to this area as well. I was like, hey, can anyone help me out? Someone finally answered. It took a long time, honestly. Someone finally answered, and they're like, what's going on? And I was like, well, first of all, I was like, do you have an alt? Like, do you know about the game? Like, have you played it before? And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm just now getting back into it. I played it before, but this is my main character. And they were like level 12 or something. I was like, okay. I was like, that works. So I was like, it's not really that important that you have an alt or anything like that. I was like, my main thing, though, is I need help with what did I tell him? I was like, I need help with inviting an alt to my guild. And it's just me in the guild. And he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I can help you with that. So I invited the guy to the guild. I only made him an initiate, which, ooh, you know what? I don't even know if I'll be able to see it with this character. Yeah, I can't do guild control. So the initiate is basically, I should make this one a character or an officer. Sorry. Initiate is basically what this character is. Like I have no access to anything. I can talk in guild chat, and then which it would just be me, so it's pointless. But I can talk in guild chat. I can see the guild chat, and then I can invite people. That's all I can do with my level 1 character, and that's all that I gave the other guy access to. That way, he doesn't have access to the bank or anything like that. So make sure that you guys do that before trying to invite someone and do what I did here. But then I was on the 70. I invited him. I told him, "Hey, I'll message you in a second with the one I want added." He's like, "Okay." I left. I came back with this character. I was like, "This one, please." He sent me the invite. I accepted it. I was like, "Hey, don't leave real quick. Let me jump back on my other character." I was like, "Let me give you some." He's like, "Okay." So he stayed in the guild or whatever. He didn't leave or whatever. And then I logged off of this character. I logged back onto the 70. Ended up giving him 4 of these bags here because, as I said, he was level 12. These are level 14 bags. I gave him 4 of them. You can see they're almost 2 gold a piece. Not expensive at all for my other character. And 14 slot bags when you're first starting is huge. And as you can see, I also bought 4 for this character. I also bought a skinning knife and a mining pick. The skinning I did pick up. If you guys watched the first part of the series, you can see if you follow this road to Darnassus, there's a skinner like building right here in this area. The mining I won't be able to pick up until we get over to Ashenvale, and that'll be, or not Ashenvale, Darkshore in Aberdeen. And that'll be the mining trainer that is there. But all the mining stuff is going to be along here anyway. It's not going to be there's none here in Teldrassil. But on top of that, actually, I won't do it with this character. So this character, I'm not even going to play it right now. I'm not really worried about it at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave him here in the inn so that he just keeps building rested XP. I'm going to try to get like a full bar before I even touch his character. So that's why I have him here at this place. But I do need to go back here and start with the really low quests because even in this area, the quests are kind of too high for me. Like I can do some of them, I think, But look at that. Even a level 6 quest is red for me right now. So I need to go back and I need to start with the level 1 and 2 quests here. Look at that. Even the 5 is orange color. So yeah, I need to start with these quests here. Do all the questing we did before, and I'll work my way up from there. But yeah, this is going to be strictly for skinning and mining. I might do other stuff with him. It just depends. But I don't plan on doing like any secondary stuff. Just because it would be more time, uh, more kind of double stuff that I really don't need. So like the first aid, the fishing, and what's the third? The cooking. I probably don't need any of that stuff. Worst case scenario, I can make bandages with the other characters, send them to this guy. Same thing with like the cooking or anything like that. And then I also sent this character 1 gold. I'm already down to 99 90 because when you learn the skinning, it does take 10 copper. So that took 10 copper to learn the skinning. But now when I'm questing, I don't think I can do it with anything in this area, but once I get to this level 5 quest and I start coming out here, that's when I can actually start skinning stuff. In here, like all the boars and stuff that you kill in the very beginning, I'm pretty sure you just can't skin. It's not that you can't skin low level stuff like that, but like the young ones in that area specifically, you just can't skin them. If I can, then I'm gonna do it, but I don't think you can. If I can, that'd be great. It'll help the skinning get a really good jump. But I don't stay in this area long anyway, and then like I said, I end up coming out here and I'll be able to start skinning once I'm out here. So because there's like the what are they called, the shadow sabers or whatever the hell is in this area. The Black Panther looking things, those are skinnable. And then there's deer and everything here that's going to be skinnable too. But yeah, he's going to stay here in the end, make sure I'm getting that rested XP, and I'm going to try to get a full bar before I even touch this guy. So it's going to be a few days because I think one day we'll probably get it maybe to here. So a little bit more because he's been in here a while. I haven't recorded in a bit. But yeah, so that's this character, and then we're going to jump on the other one. I'll see you guys when I'm on the other character. All right, so here we are on this character. I'm not going to go over it too much because of the area that I'm in. I'm not going to fly away from here. I'm not going to hearth or anything like that. But let me just explain a few things. So, as you guys can tell, we're at 301 gold. I could be higher than that, but I haven't been really focusing on gold. I did do all of the quests, like I said, that I was going to do in Netherstorm. So all the quests that I had were here. I think there's still some that just I don't remember why I didn't do some of these. Oh, so this one, it's a prisoner that's in there, but a lot of people are still questing in that area, trying to hit 70 still. Oh, I still do have one there. What's that one? This one, no. It says against Illidan, against the Legion. Here it is. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I still do have a quest there. I thought I finished all of them. Anyway, so the one that I was talking about, this one here, it's a prisoner that's in like this thing or whatever, but you have to wait for him to spawn. So if someone's already doing the quest, you have to wait for them to finish it, and then he despawns and you have to wait for him to spawn. I got really tired of waiting for that. So I just didn't do it. And then the quest here that says it's complete, you can see there where it says 70D under the green name there, Udalo, whatever the hell that is. That actually means that it's in a dungeon. So even though it's complete, what that means is I have to enter this dungeon here, find the guy Udalo, and then turn it in. But it is technically complete. Same thing with this one here. This is for I think it's one of the Karazhan steps. So you need an attunement. It's like a prerequisite for getting into the dungeon called Karazhan, which is here um, in Azeroth, down in this area. Kind of hard to see with all the quest things going on here. Um, yeah, Deadwind Pass. Here it is, Karazhan. So I came down here. I did some of the quests here. Some of them you just go into like there's like a little city thing here. Well, not here. It's like it's right next to Karazhan. There's like a little city area here. There's a whole bunch of ghosts. You have to kill them. Fought with Horde a couple times and everything. But they end up giving you quests like all these other ones that I have that do say either 70 or they say 70D. So like this one here, the one that I was just looking at, capture the keystone. Entering, yeah, see, entry into Karazhan. This is part of it as well. So you have to go into different dungeons and you have to like piece things together in order to get access to Karazhan. But Karazhan, I believe, is like end game at the moment. Like that is the last dungeon that you should be doing. It does say 70, and if you even if you look at like some of the other dungeons, so like Netherstorm, this is kind of end game. Actually, you know what? End game is actually here. Oh, is it not active yet? No, it's active. Yeah, so I guess it's Karazhan and the Black Temple. The Black Temple is where you fight Illidan. He is the guy from the trailer with the wings. This is where you actually fight him, but I don't know how Karazhan fits into that. But it is a level 70 dungeon and it is endgame. But anyway, so Shadow Moon Valley and Netherstorm, these are like the two end places. So basically, you start here. You basically come out this way, whether it's to Zangamarsh or Terakar Forest after you finish with those. You either go to Nagrand, whatever you want to call it, or Blade Edge Mountains, and then from there you can either go to uh, Netherstorm or Shadow Moon Valley. I did do Netherstorm, but I did not really do much here in Shadow Moon Valley. I initially came here, I explored everything. I think I did a couple quests here, but I didn't stick around too much. I prefer to do Netherstorm. Plus, Netherstorm is the way to get consortium reputation. So I have been working on different reputations. Oh, and actually, there is one more that is endgame. Here, down in Tenaris, in here, the Keepers of Time. Of course, I can't click on it there. So there are, or Caverns of Time. Yeah, so there are, I think, two different dungeons here. One of them right there, it's showing it says complete. It says the Black Morass, and then the other one is Old Hill, Old Brad's Hill Fields or something like that. That's also a dungeon there. That one I don't think anyone really does, but you do have to do that one in order to get access to the Black Morass. It's kind of like another prerequisite. But I am trying to get reputation with the Keepers of Time. Um, and to do that, you do have to run the Caverns of Time dungeons. And then the Keepers of Time is how you can get some gear and stuff like that. Same thing with Karazhan. That's how you get your Badges of Justice, the Black Temple, things like that. But for the gear, if you look at the gear, obviously my character, he's pretty much matching right now. So I did find a lot of the Dragonhide pieces, and I kind of got mixed up with it. So there are these ones, the Dragonhide pieces here that you can see. The only thing I'm missing is the gloves, which comes from the Keepers of Time. So that's why I'm trying to build up reputation with them. Um, but as you can see there, I have the helm, the leggings, the robe, which is basically your chest piece, and then your spalders, which is your shoulders. And then there are other pieces as well. I still do have the fleshling simulation staff. I think I showed you guys this one. If not, I think I got it in Netherstorm doing a quest there. But this is probably the best staff until I can get my PvP one. So we're gonna go ahead and stick with this. I upgraded the trinket that I had before. This one was a level 60. Now it is level 70. The only difference between the 60 and 70 is now it also has that equip feature there, the first green part where it says it improves your resilience rating by 20. And then as you can see, all of these PvP pieces that I do have, these ones, really, the feet aren't part of it. Elm, leg, robe, so no, I guess not. Interesting. Anyway, all of the Dragonhide pieces you can see here have resilience on them too, so they are PvP pieces as well. There are two ways to get these, and I did not realize this, so I apologize for this because I would have told you guys about it a long time ago. So you can get the Grand Marshal Dragonhide leggings, which I believe are the exact same. Like it might be like one more strength or one more agility or something like that, but they're pretty much the same. I don't think I can pull that up for you guys though. Does it let me pull up PvP items? World bosses. Yeah, see, it doesn't let me crafting PvP. Look at that. Yeah, so here we go. Um, can I pull up? Okay, so these are the druid pieces here. Is that what that is? I don't want to see it. I want to look at the stats. It's not going to show me the stats, of course not. Sets. What if I click on it? Oh, okay. Here we go. Yeah. So these pieces here. So that's Kodo hide. That's not what I want. I want the. Let me see. You got wild hide. It's probably the wild hide ones. Nope, that's worm hide. So it is the sanctuary. Yeah. So you have these ones here. You can see here that if I hold shift, it'll show the piece I currently have compared to the actual PvP piece. So it looks like the one I have is technically better. Technically. Only because it literally has one more intellect. But everything else you can see is exactly the same. So the PvP piece that I'm looking at right now, not holding shift, the one that I'm looking at here, these are gotten through doing battlegrounds, and I completely forgot that they now have them upgraded to level 70, like they don't have just 60s in there. So I completely forgot about them. So the way that I got all of my pieces that I actually have, um, I got those through reputation grinding. So if you go back to factions and you look at the different places, not all of them, but the different places. So like the consortium, and then you go to whatever there. I think it's under honored, and then you would find the piece that I have, which I'm not seeing it. It's not those, is it? I don't have those. No, that's a recipe. Do they not show the PvP pieces in here? Well, that's fucking weird. Maybe it's not the consortium. Maybe they don't have them. Let's check honor hold. Honor hold. Honor hold. Where is honor hold? Nope. They're not showing theirs either. Oh, wait. Honored. Yeah, they're not showing theirs either. It's not out of date, is it? No. All right. Well, I don't know. Anyway, but yes. So honor hold. I'm just looking through here. So honor hold, the consortium, Keepers of Time, Lower City, and the Shatar, I believe, are all the places where you will find pieces like this that just say Dragonhide Spalders. Where if you get it from PvP, from doing Battlegrounds, it does cost you honor. Whoops, I'm clicking on too many things here. I'm trying to get rid of that. Um, yeah, and if you look at the Spalders here, these ones are the same exact thing, except they say Grand Marshals. So they're the exact same. Like I said, the ones I have from the Reputation are technically slightly better because of the one extra intellect, but not all of the pieces are like that. So we look at the helm here, my Dragonhide helm, versus the Grand Marshal Dragonhide one. Yeah, see, these ones are exactly the same. Like there's no difference there at all. Even the sockets are the same. So, like I said, only some of them do have a slight difference. I think I did see one where the Grand Marshal one was better, but I think no matter which one of these I get, I think it still fills out the set down there at the bottom where I have 4 or 5 right now. The Oathsbound Dragonhide set. It still does fill it out. But yeah, these are the exact same. Yeah, so this one's a little bit. Oh no. Don't pay attention to this one. These are the gloves. So the gloves that I currently have are technically worse. For one, they're level 60. They have 0 resilience gear. And then on top of that, if you look at the actual Dragonhide level 70 piece, um, it has the resilience and slightly less agility, but it does have more armor. It has more strength. It has more stamina, and it gives you that boost to the intellect. So yeah, I definitely want the level 70. And then the leg pieces here. Yeah, the Grand Marshal one gives 23 strength instead of the 22 that the current ones that I have. So it's kind of hit and miss, but they're pretty much the same gear. It just depends on whether you're doing PvE or PvP. So if I'm doing PvP, um, obviously, like I said, I'll just grind reputation or not reputation. I'll grind honor points by going into the battlegrounds and everything, and I will get points here. They did end up opening the arenas before I found out about this gear. Like just getting it because I thought I needed like revered with all of them, so I was just focusing on just trying to get higher reputation. I didn't have any PvP gear. I think I had maybe the chest piece, and that was it. The one that I'm actually wearing, which is that one there. I had just that chest piece. I didn't socket them with high level gems because the gems that are going to be high level, I'm not going to put on gear that I know I'm going to switch out because these aren't. This isn't like these are blue items. There is purple gear that you can get, but that is going to come from the arena. So I'll wait till I get the arena gear to actually put good gems on them. That's why I have the 6 agility instead of I think 8 is the higher agility. Anyway, so I did the PvP with shitty gear. I had a healer with me. We won 2 out of 8. So my current rating is 1398. Eventually, this whatever wins and losses you have here will convert to arena points, and then the arena points you can then get this type of stuff. So you can see here that this is the exact same thing, except it's a purple item and the stats are way higher. Well, for the most part, the agility there is a little too lower. But the resilience is higher, the increased healing is higher, the armor is higher, the strength, the stamina, the intellect, and that's for all the gear. But it is level 70, so you're basically going from the blue pieces to the purple pieces. And this is a gear that you'll end up wanting. And then on top of that, they do have the weapons, which I would probably want the two-handed mace. This one. So you can see there, the very last thing is the biggest thing that's on there. You have 0 agility, but you get increased attack power by 894 in your cat, bear, dire bear, and moonkin form only. So it does help with that. But like we talked about in the previous one, um, you do have to have the rating of, I think it was 1700 for the weapon, and then um, for the shoulders, you have to have the rating of 2200. So the shoulders would literally be the last thing that you'll get if you ever get that rating. You can see there the vendor, we only need 1245 arena points. However, like I said, you do still need that rating. If you don't get the rating, you're never going to get the shoulders. But in the meantime, if you don't get those shoulders, you can stick with the other ones that I showed you, the blue ones, and it will help you because you're eventually going to run into people that um, what am I looking for? You're eventually going to run into people that are just not going to have any stuff at all, like any. What was I looking at before? How did I do that? Is it this stuff? Yeah. So these are the shoulders you can stick with. You'll eventually run into people who aren't doing PvP at all, and they're just trying it for the first time. They're not going to have their resilience built up, anything like that. So you'll get some wins. Um, Unless you're like a try hard and you're like really pushing for it, then yeah, it's. I mean, even with that, it's going to take you a while because the better you're doing, the better people you're going to go against. The matchmaking is pretty decent. You do get kind of wrecked sometimes, like you just go up against people that just. But it also depends on your pairing. So, like if you look at what I did, we did 2v2. There's also the 3v3 and there's a 5v5. So your arena points will go based off of whichever one is better. So I can still do 3v3 and I can do 5v5 for the week. These do reset weekly. What is this? Oh, yeah, so these do reset weekly. I don't know if your rating itself resets, so it's kind of bad that we're starting off low. But I did hear the other guy. He's like, "Oh, I'm not worried about the loss," because I kept apologizing to him because I was the one fucking up. He was a healer, and I couldn't do enough DPS to take out the guys before they took him out. So literally, he didn't even really heal me. He was too busy trying to keep himself alive while I was trying to DPS him down. But like I said, I didn't have any of the gear that I have now. I'm not saying that we would. Do better because like I said it's kind of random. It depends on who you're going up against. Like you could go up against 2 druids, which would be extremely hard because they can both heal even if they're both not healers. They can still both heal. Same thing with like priests or paladins because they can still heal even if they're not spec for it. But like if you're going up against like 2 mages, they're both very squishy as long as you don't let them wreck you or whatever. You can take them out very quickly. So it just depends on Like it's a roll of the dice, whatever you go up against. So, but yeah, we ended up getting 2 wins out of 10. So 8 losses. Our rating is 1398. But oh, that's what I was saying. So the guy, he did tell me that I guess, I mean, I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. I guess you can every week. I guess you can reset your rating if you want. He said they're putting in a vendor that you can pay. I think it's like 40 gold. So like, if I don't want to stick with this rating, excuse me, at the end of the week, because I think this rolls over into the next week. This will reset. You'll still have to do 10 more games, but this stays the same. So now I have to build up from the 1500 that you start at. But basically, he said that you can start resetting this weekly, but it costs 40 gold to do it. So it'll reset to 1500 if you pay the 40 gold per week. Or you could just not suck like me and hopefully you're over the 1500 anyway. But yeah, he mentioned that. I haven't seen a vendor for it, so I don't know if it's true, but he said he wasn't worried about it. And I was like, okay, well, thank you for the 10 games. Like, I just wanted to get my 10 games in so that I have something. Because, like I said, the only thing you really need a rating for is the shoulders and the weapon. So you can still get like the gloves, the feet, the shoulders, things like that. You just need the right amount of points for it. I think the smallest amount is like 800 and something, and it is going to be for a trinket, I believe. So I'll probably be getting one of those first, but like I said, we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I was working on reputation because I completely forgot about the actual PvP stuff. So I was doing reputation stuff here. So like lower city and then honored, and then yeah, it's not here either. So I don't know why they're not here. So you have to at least get honored with these different factions. Like I said, it is the Shatar, the Lower City, Keepers of Time, the Consortium, and Honor Hold. Those are, well, this is for Alliance because obviously instead of Honor Hold, it's going to be something else for the Horde. But those are the ones for the Alliance. And you have to at least get honored with them, and then you can get those pieces. I'm missing the gloves because the Keepers of Time, they are more towards endgame, and I'm not even attuned with them yet. So I can't even buy, like, I'm not even honored with them. I think I'm just now friendly with them. So if we look at our reputation here, and you look at what are we talking about here? Keepers of Time. Where are they? Keepers of Time. Yeah, so we're only friendly with them right now. You can see there it says friendly when I don't highlight it. And then all the rest of them, Shatar, we got honored. Scryers, oh, that's not one of them, but we did get revered with them. Lower City, we just got honored. Honor Hold, we're honored, and the Consortium, we're honored. So those are the ones that you need your stuff with, not counting the Scryers. I know I said Scryers, but that's not counting them. I was getting reputation with them for something else. Um, but yeah, so that's where you get all those pieces. The only problem now is with the Keepers of Time because it is that dungeon that I was talking about, which is what am I looking for? Keepers of Time over here. So it is this one here. The Caverns of Time. They have two different dungeons in there. Like I said, the Old Hills, Brad, Foothills, and then the I think I said Fields before. It's Foothills, and then the Black Morass. So I need to be doing those. It is pretty much the only way to get reputation with the Caverns of Time or with the Keepers of Time. But it's really hard to join a group when you're solo. A lot of people just don't want you because they think you're like going to like steal their gear or something along those lines, or they think you just suck or whatever. So most of the time, it's really hard to even get in there. So I think what I'm going to end up doing for the gloves is I will end up doing the PvP thing for the gloves. So if I go to not season one, we want just honor. So I would need to get 10 marks of the Alteric Valley, which I already have. I have 96 right now. And I need 10,475 um, honor. And as you guys seen, I am at like 7,000. Yeah, so I need another like 3,000 just to get those gloves. And technically, that'll still complete the set because, like I said, whether it's Grand Marshal or not, it should still like it's counted as part of the set still. The only difference is these ones say Grand Marshal. And then I showed you guys the slight differences in there, so I'm not really worried about that. But that'll at least be the full set, and then from there, our weekly thing is we will start doing the actual arenas so that we can actually get the purple gear. Shoulders are going to be very last. Weapons going to be. I think I've gotten the weapon a few times, but like I said, people push really hard in the arenas because I mean, obviously they want their weapon and stuff. So it is hard to get, but I think I'll be able to get it. I don't think I'll have an issue with it. Um, See, and eventually we can learn pole arms, but I don't remember when. I don't know if that's part of the Burning Crusade or if that happens in Wrath of the Lich King for druids anyway. But yeah, this one here is the one that I want, the Gladiator's Maul. And I believe all of this gear. Actually, I think it showed it. I guess it does look different. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it looks a little bit different. I wish I could rotate him. Yeah, it won't let me. I click on it and then no. Maybe if I hold shift, no. Control, no. Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, that works. So yeah, this is the gear. And then let me show you the weapon too. If I had it, hold control, click. There we go. So there is the gear. This is what the, oh, I can't really move it. This is what the set would look like if I have the full season 1 gladiator set for my druid. I don't know what's going on with the boots. It throws everything off. I guess it kind of matches the big things here, but not really. If you ask me, they fucked up the boots. What is going on with those boots? Did it just not link right or something? They look different in there. Let me see here. We have to link each piece separately. Oh, they don't have boots. That's why. So it's just showing the boots that I currently have. There is. It's not a PvP set though. Non-set leather. Here we go. Boots. I don't want worm hide. I want dragon hide. Dragon hide. So this is the boots. Yeah, see, it looks like it's part of the set. Like it even matches. I don't know why they just don't make it part of the set. The belt and what is this? The bracers. Bracers. Okay, well I linked them, but it didn't really change anything. And then no back piece? I swore there was a back piece. Yeah, that's still my little green cloak that's under there. But yeah, that's what the set should look like though. If you have all of season 1. And of course, as you guys seen, like all of the different sets for the different classes, they all do look different. So it just depends on what you're playing as to how cool or uncool it's going to look. And then also they will change every season as well. Um, so the different seasons, I don't know if it'll actually have it in here. Yeah, so the different seasons also look like the gear looks different too. I think this set and the next set, which is brutal, so it's like season 1 is what? Yeah, just Gladiator. Season 2 is Merciless, and then season 3 is Brutal. No, Vengeful. So season 4 Brutal? Okay. Yeah, so maybe it's I don't know. I think season 2 and 3 are the ones that I liked before. Oh, that was season 1 again. Let's look at season 2. This is Warlocks. These are Priests. That is Rogue. That's a Hunter, Warrior, Mage, Druid. Yeah, see, I don't like the Merciless set. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It looks okay, but I just don't like it. That one looks really good for the Shaman, and then you have your Paladin. And then season 3, we have your Vengeful gear. I think this is one of the ones that I do like for the Druid. Yeah. So at first, like when I first played and I got this set, I didn't like it. Like it looked, I don't know, it didn't vibe with me. But after a while, like wearing it, it made sense. Like you're a druid, you have like animal stuff on. Like I liked it after a while. And I don't think the weapons changed too much, but we can take a look at the weapons as well. So um, this is the staff for the druid for the eventual set. I don't ever remember having that. I'll be honest. Did I get the wrong one? Is there a mace that I had or something? Two-handed swords, polearm, mace. No, it would have been that one because that's the only one with the increased attack power for druids for the animal forms. I don't ever remember having that. I'll be honest. You guys are like, well, you never hit the rating. I'll explain in a minute because you can still get the weapons. And then let's look at the weapon for the merciless set. Uh, Two-handed weapon. Not that one. It's the Maul again. Yeah. So this one. Yeah. So that still looks like season 1 even. All right, and then we'll look at season 3. This was the vengeful set. Oh no, we did look at season 3. So season 4, the brutal set. Here we go. So this is the brutal set for all of them. I think this one is the one that I liked the most. No, it's not. So man, it must be like season 5 or something that's not even going to happen until the Burning Crusade then? Or maybe I'm just thinking of a whole different thing altogether. Yeah, I don't like the way this one looked. Um, Not the bone, it's the staff. Yeah, I don't remember having that either. Is there another one with animal stuff on it? No, 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 no. I don't remember having that. Maybe I stopped doing PvP for a while. Maybe I never even had this set. Because I'll be honest, I don't even remember the shoulders or anything. And like I said, you guys are like, oh, you probably didn't have the rating for it. So the way that it works, yes, you need the rating for the weapon and the shoulders. However, the way that that works is like season 1, if you're not good enough to get the shoulders or the weapon, that's fine. But you can still get them because what happens is when season so this is season 1 gear. When season 2 opens, so season 2, it's the same thing. You can get all of the pieces except the weapon and the shoulders. You need the weapon and the shoulders still have to have that same rating. It's 2200 for the shoulders and 1700 for the weapon. However, when season 2 releases, season 1 for the weapon and shoulders become the requirement is no longer there. You just need the arena points. So when season 2 opens, you can go and you can still pick up the shoulders and the weapon for season 1 for the previous season, without having that rating. So you'll technically be behind everyone, but you'll still be up there if that makes sense. Because you having PvP gear, period, over not having PvP gear is still a lot more deadly. Don't get me wrong, people who have high end PvP or PvE gear, they will they'll do some damage to you, and you'll do some damage to them. The difference is the resilience on the gear. So if you look here, like I said, um, right there. So if you put the correct sockets in there, you get 3 resilience rating. If you look at the first green thing where it says equip, and it says improves your resilience rating by 21. And then on top of that, at the very bottom, if you have at least 2 sets of the piece, your resilience rating also goes up by an additional 35. So resilience stops you from getting crit. So I don't care how high their crit is. If you have high resilience, you're not going to be getting crit as much. Right now, the resilience that I have is 145, and you can see that it reduces periodic damage and chance to be critically hit by 3.68%, which isn't too much, but it's still a decent chunk compared to someone who's in full PvE gear that has 0 resilience. And then it reduces the effect of mana drains and the damage of critical strikes by 7.36%. And I think that is referring to spells. periodic damage. Okay, so I think the periodic damage, the 3.68% is from like when they dot you, like if they put something like a bleed effect or a poison, like that's damage over time, it'll stop those from critting. And then the other one is straight being hit by stuff, I believe. No, I'm wrong. The first one is it's disregard everything except reduces periodic damage to be critically hit. So that is how many times you can be critically hit by someone. The other one is critical strikes. It reduces the damage of critical strikes. So even when they do land a critical strike, the amount of damage that that critical strike does is reduced. So that's how that works. But yeah, so that is a lot compared to someone who is only in PVE gear. If you look at any of the end game PVE gear, so if we go back to Dungeons and Raids, let's go look at Karazhan. I told you that is like end game stuff. They don't even have a heroic version of it yet. We'll just look at some of the bosses here, and we'll look at some of the gear. So let's see: boots, resilience gear, 0. What's that? Waist, resilience gear, 0. Belt, no resilience. Feet, no resilience. What is this? Another belt, no resilience. Back piece, no resilience. Another back piece, no resilience. So PVE gear, like I said, they hit hard and they give good stats and everything, but they have 0 resilience gear. So if you're in your end game PVE gear, if they're in their end game PV, or sorry, if you're in your end game PvP gear and they're in their end game PVE gear, more than likely you're still going to win if you know what you're doing anyway. Like I said, not me because I suck at PvP even if I have good gear. But it's just something for all of you out there who want to be good at the game. You want to be good at PvP. Just know the difference of all of that. So the whole reason that I'm here is I am leveling my fishing. I got my jewel crafting up to 375. So that is maxed out. My mining has been maxed out for a while. That's also at 375. First aid also been maxed out for a while, 375. Cooking 360, almost there. But that is also why we're sitting at the 300 gold. Like I said, we should have more, but I have been buying like stuff to cook just to try to level this up. I did stop buying them because like I couldn't find things like this. There just wasn't any in the auction house. But this is also, I think, the highest giving stamina um, food that's in the game currently. So as you can see there, one of these sells for 3 gold and 59 silver. If you have 20 of them, then that's 60 gold right there. Did I do that math right? 3 times 20. Yeah. I mean, technically it's 350 times 20, so it's more than 60, but we're going to go with 60 because I don't like doing other numbers, and it's easy to do 3 times 60 instead of 3.59.83 times 20. I don't know why I said 60 times 20 because you can have stacks of 20 of these. Um, and then also, I have been buying some of the stuff for smelting and everything because I was trying to make some of the other stuff. And then some of it, I lost the money. Like I didn't make anything positive because I crafted stuff that people are buying at lower amounts. So like the end game jewel crafting stuff like this year. You can see if you're just buying the stuff, it is very expensive to buy these, and then making it, and it's only selling for 199. Yet you're spending, let me see, 36 times 4 there, 15 times 4 there, and 6 times 2 there. Which technically you can go and gather all the stuff, especially if you're set up like I am right now, where I have jewel crafting and mining. This comes from mining. This comes from mining. This comes from just killing fire elementals. But these also, it drops 1 mote at a time, maybe 2 if you're lucky. I think it has a chance of dropping 3, but for the most part, 1 mote at a time, and then 10 motes makes 1 primal fire. So you basically need 40 motes. So you're there grinding for a while. I didn't want to do that, so I was making some of the end game stuff here, and I just bought the stuff. So obviously, like I said, I kind of went negative because I bought the gold for it, and then I sold it, and I don't even think mine sold for 199. I think when I sold them, they sold for like maybe 55 gold, if that. So I have been losing a lot of gold, but I don't have to worry about it anymore because it's maxed out. So I'm good there. I also did buy a lot more of the recipes just to get better cuts for the gems. So you can see here some of the ones that yeah, see this is the 8 agility one there. Um, but you can see that a lot of these will end up making money when I actually do get the gems and I can cut them. I have some cut right now. They're probably in the mailbox. You can see up in the top right. I do have some mail. All of these ones I ended up buying too. Um, they sell for a lot, but the gems also sell, or like you have to buy them really expensive as well. So I'm not buying them and then recutting them. Don't get me wrong, some of these I can make profit on. So if I buy that one for 259, as long as it does sell for that 294, that's like a 40 gold profit right there. Maybe 30. It says 20, but it's definitely higher than that, right? So let's just round that up to 260 and then 294. Yeah, that's at least 64 gold difference. But that's if it's this current price to buy it and if it sells at this price when you actually sell it. So it can get kind of expensive doing it that way. Like I said, I was more focused on getting it up here, and then I did buy these because when you're doing, I think, like Karazhan and the Black Temple and stuff, I think that's where you can get these, like their drops in there, I think. Although I don't know, because that right there says alchemy, so maybe these come from alchemy. I have no idea. I don't remember where you get these. But I've never gotten one from mining. Maybe you can get them from mining. I honestly don't remember. Bought a couple, like I said, of the other high-end gems here. And then we do have the brilliant glass. This is what I was talking about before. So you need 3 of all of the smaller gems. Um, this does have like a 20-hour cooldown, I think it is. So if you make one brilliant glass, it does have a 20-hour cooldown. So you can't do it again until another 20 hours. Um, but basically, you take 3 of the blood garnet, like 3 of each one, and then you make the brilliant glass, which is this here, and then you'll have this item in your inventory. You right click on it, and it opens like a chest. When it opens, you have a chance of getting one of these. So, like either the green one here, the Talosite, the Star of Elune, the Noble Topaz, the Knight's Eye, or the Living Ruby, oh, or the Dawnstone. So any one of those is guaranteed to come out of the Brilliant Glass. Um, if I was smart, and I'm not, but I'm gonna give you guys a pro tip here. It's up to you guys on how you want to do this, if you want to do this, because it will take you a while to do it. So if you want to, what you can do is you can make as many Brilliant Glass as possible and don't open them. Leave them in your bank, put them in your guild bank. When this game eventually, there's going to be a while, don't get me wrong, so you are going to have to hold on to them for a while, but I promise you, you will make a killing off of it. So what I'm saying is hold on to all of these, or not these, but hold on to any of the brilliant glasses you make. Don't open them. Keep them either in your bank or in your guild bank and hold on to them until Wrath of the Lich King comes out. When Wrath of the Lich King comes out, this brilliant glass gets a revamp to it. And not only does it have a chance of dropping the Star Balloon, the Talosite, the Living Ruby, all the ones we just went over, not only does it have a chance to drop that, but it has a chance to drop the new gems that are going to be in Wrath of the Lich King, which are even higher than those. And if you have a ton of these and you're just opening them as soon as Wrath of the Lich King drops, you have a really high chance of getting those and selling them for a killing on Wrath of the Lich King when Wrath of the Lich King drops. I promise you, someone is doing that right now. They're saving them. Like every time they do one, they're saving them. I haven't been doing it because my main goal at the moment is getting to 5,000 gold so that I can at least buy the, which I haven't been doing that either because, like I said, I've been buying cooking stuff and everything. So that's why we're only at 300. But I need the writing skills so that when I think season 2 happens, or maybe even before then, it's whenever the Sunwell Plateau comes out, which I don't know when that is. But then I will be able to upgrade my Yahi. No, I'm just joking. My flight form. So right now you can see that it's at 60% right now. The Epic Flight Form, which is like I told you guys before, it's like a purple Raven, and it has like armor and stuff on it. That is basically your Epic flying, so it will fly as fast as people on Epic mounts, which I think they're double the speed that I have right now. So the 60 that I have right now, double that is 120. So you'll have your 120 flying speed. I believe that's what the Epic one is. Maybe not. Maybe it's even higher than that. But whatever it is, it's faster. It is so much better. I can't wait to get it, but I have to have that flying, the flying skill first. And like I said, the flying skill that I have now only lets me do the 60% form that I just showed you guys. But yeah, so the whole reason I'm here is I'm doing fishing right now. Fishing is the main secondary that I don't have to 375. It is at 246. So we are sitting here in Ashara, which is part of Vazaroth. This is Moonglade up here. This is Dark Shore, Teldrassil's up here, just so you guys understand where we are. Let me get rid of all those symbols. So Teldrassil, Darkshore, Aberdeen, all that stuff's here. It's right over here. This is like a level 40 area. Um, I think some of these are probably higher than 40. Yeah, but I think these are ones that I just didn't do at the time. Maybe it is a level 50 area. I don't know. Anyway, if I turn around, this is the funny thing about this area. If I turn around and I try fishing over here, it says my skill's not high enough. But I think it's because this is right here. But if I fish over here, it lets me fish without a lure. So from 230, I think it is, or maybe it's 225, the previous cap. From there all the way to 300, this is probably the best place to fish to level up. But what I've noticed is I don't think fishing works the same way that it used to before. Before, for you to level up, well, from my experience, from what I remember, so I could be wrong because my memory's shot, but from what I remember is you had to level your fishing the same way you did like your first aid and everything like that. So basically, like when you're leveling your first aid, it's not going to give you points unless you're at least green or higher. And if you're green, you have to craft like 20 of them just to get 1 point. If you're yellow, it's maybe like 10. If you're the orange, then it's like one every time. So the fishing works sort of the same way. You have to be within the level, or like I said, this is what it used to be. You had to be within the level of your fishing skill in order for you to get points for your fishing. However, I've noticed that even I accidentally clicked that. Even here, I won't get a point until I'm like 4 or 5 fishes in. You can see right now I don't have a point. So if I keep going, once I'm in like the 4th or 5th fish, that's when I'll get 1 point into my fishing. So this is actually going to take a while. I'm probably not going to keep doing this, at least not right now. But eventually I'll get a point here. But what I've noticed is even going to Darnassus, which is a beginner area, or even Stormwind, which is also technically a beginner area, it works the same way there. Even if I'm fishing in a low level area, on that 4th or 5th fish is when I still get a point. So the only benefit to me coming out here, because you guys are probably like, oh, well, why'd you even go out there then if you could just do it in Darnassus? If I was level 69 or lower, I would be. Yeah, there we go. We just got a point. If I was level 69 or lower, I would be in Darnassus because I want to fish in a city so that I'm getting rested XP while I'm fishing. The only purpose for me to come out here and fish now is for the type of fish that I'm getting. So right now, this fish, this raw, glossy mite fish here, if you look at it, it's this one here. You can see that these are selling for 1 silver. Don't get me wrong, that's not a lot, but if I'm catching lower level fish like this one here, which don't get me wrong, this one I probably caught here too. I think you guys just seen me catch this one. Well, I mean that one's still low level, but it's also 4 silver instead of the one. Um, but if you're catching lower level fish, you're not making as much money because, and that's for the both vendor and the auction house. So if I sell these to a vendor, it looks like I'm not even making a silver on any of them. But if I at least put them in the auction house, I'm at least making a small profit while I'm leveling my fishing. So that's basically the only reason I'm out here. But this, like the glossy mite fish and stuff like that, the whole reason that I am doing it as well is because, like I said, my cooking is technically not maxed out yet either. We're at 360. Once I start catching things like, well, not that, like the crawdads, obviously I can sell those to make money, or I can actually craft this and still make the money. But crafting it will also give me points here. Now, I can't craft these yet because they drop in Outland. I can't even fish in Outland. But I can still catch these, which I don't know if these drop here either. Um, yeah, and then everything else below is not going to be worth it. But I still need to get up to that point where I can catch these. Um, and you can see, I mean, some of them are selling a little bit more in the auction house. So, I mean, you're still at least making a profit off it. So that's the whole reason why I'm out here. Because, like, I think these ones sell pretty good in the auction house. Even the food, I don't remember. Let me see, stone scale. Um, oh, those are sun scale. Do I not have the recipe? I might have passed it too. I don't think it's down this far. I mean, you guys see the 18 here. Those are the ones I just showed you that are here. Um, so the raw fish themselves sell better than this. I think someone used them, like maybe mages or something like that. Um, I could have swore that these. I don't think I have the recipe. I think the eels, these ones, these sewn scale eels, I think they have a really good recipe with them. Unless I'm, like I said, just losing my shit, which is definitely a possibility. Yeah, I won't be any higher than that. Um, and it's not lower than the sagefish. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's there somewhere. Um, like I said, I probably just don't have the recipe at the moment. But I think that is everything. I just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on, the gear that I'm working on, the reputation I'm working on, how I'm working on the stuff. Shit. I really didn't want to leave this area because I'll end up flying back here, but I'm probably going to stop for a while anyway. Let's go. Let me show you guys. First, we're going to go to Moonblade. I have been getting the Arcanite rod recipe again. I think that's what it's called. And I've sold one for like 60 gold and I sold one for 20 gold. But either way, I think you buy the recipe for like 1 gold, which is here where we're at now. So let's go take a look and see if that's there. If it's not there, that's fine. We'll just go to Stormwind. So I actually want to show you guys the PvP gear. Just so you guys can see where to buy it and stuff. Which a lot of you guys, I'm sure, can figure it out. I'm not saying y'all are dumb or anything, but I still want to show you. Yeah, it's not even in there right now. Yeah, I'll do it quicker. We'll just hearth. I didn't want to waste my hearth because that's still a 1 hour reset or whatever, and I could just technically take the boat, but I don't waste you guys' times either. So I'll just do the hearth. We'll go to the portal, and I'll just take the portal to Stormwind. That way, you guys don't have to wait around. I could also cut the video, but I'm feeling a little bit lazy right now, so I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. So we sold a lesser thing of shielding. No, we didn't. That is the actual recipe. We sold a Royal Knight's Hour. That's one of the purple gems. We got 39 gold for that. We sold one of those rings I was talking about, 53 gold. Nice. Another Royal Knight's Eye, 39 gold. A Rigid Dawnstone and an Enduring Talosite. Enduring Talosite was crap, so yeah, 12 gold. And then this one I think sold for quite a bit. Yeah, look at that, 71 gold. So look at that. We went from 301 up to 518. So telling you guys, man, jewel crafting is where it's at as long as you're not spending your money on stupid shit like me, like buying stuff for cooking. And I also did buy a lot of the Sun Fury signets and the Arcane Tombs. Because I don't know if you guys noticed with the Scryers, I am up to Revered now. And my main goal is to get exalted with them for 2 reasons. They don't really have much jewel crafting. I think they have some, but they don't really have much jewel crafting. Um, But the other reason is for the leatherworking stuff that they have. Which, if I'm going to switch over to leatherworking, I want to make sure that I'm taking that in consideration while I'm making my choices right now. Even though I'm not leatherworking yet, and I still need to level
Choose
that as well.
wisely.
But do you need this here, or this to be exalted? It goes on your shoulder slot. So once I get that shoulder slot for the PvP gear, I'm going to buy one of these and put it on there. But I can't do it now. For one, I don't even have the marks for it. Where are those marks? Arcane runes. Oh, I do have enough. 16. Yeah, so I could technically buy two of those, but you can only equip one. So I'll put that on. Okay. Yeah, these are all shoulder slots. Someone has head slots that you can put stuff like this on. I don't remember who it is, but anyway, yeah. So I'll end up getting this one, but I need exalted with it, and then
Remember the
the
struggle is
recipes and
welcome here.
stuff. I bought the ones that I can currently, but I still would like I said, I would still like the exalted even here because they do have other stuff towards the back here. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Am I wrong about this? Yeah, like there we go. So the leatherworking stuff. Arcane resistance not that big of a deal, but it does have 30 stamina, 249 armor, and then it gives you three blue slots. So this is more of a tank piece of item here. Um, but there is other stuff too. So like this here, permanent increases of mana regeneration of an item worn on the chest, legs, hand, blah blah blah. So it's like your armor slots that you can put on there. And the good thing about these is, yes, I'm not going to use this tank piece. I probably won't use the thing for the mana here. However, I can craft these and sell them as a leather worker. So that's a big reason for it as well. That I want to get a lot of this stuff. There's some decent pants that I probably would never use. Um, there's more leatherworking stuff. I think there's other leatherworking in here too somewhere. Yeah, those. Uh, that'd be a hunter piece for male. Enhanced cleft hide boots. Yeah. So
We will have justice.
just need to focus on the future and everything there. And then the whole reason I'm still slacking on reputation and everything is because I have been working on the guild bank thing here. So you can see all of this stuff. Remember, I was talking about my level one guy who's going to be doing mining. So I probably have to get to like level 10 with his mining before I can even smelt anything. Technically, I can prospect these with my character right now. But the alt, if I believe if I smelt all of these, it'll automatically get him up to tin. And I want to do the same thing with tin, get a whole like stack here. And then I would do the same thing with silver, which I probably won't do too much because I don't think we even needed that much silver. But I want to make sure that I'm filling all the gaps so that as soon as I pick up mining with him, I can just get him all the way up to 300 if it'll let me, because I think it is level capped as far as like my character's level. But I want to stay ahead of it. You know what I mean? So I went back to Ashenvale, not Ashenvale, Dark Shore, and I went and I got a whole bunch of the copper and of course the tin and the silver, and then iron. I've just been picking it up as I see it. I did start throwing these in there. I will probably still either smelt these or prospect them with the current character, but I'm throwing them in there for now because I'm not using them at the moment. And then of course I started throwing light leather in here because I'm going to need leather for this character when he becomes a leather worker, and then also light leather can, like so many pieces of it can be turned into medium leather. Oh, that's actually leatherworking too. I was thinking that's with the skinning. So the skinning's not going to matter. The skinning won't be like I was thinking this is going to be skinning, but it'll still work with the leatherworking. So, and then with the other character, he has access to all this because he's in the guild now. So I can literally come in here, open up the guild bank, and I can just pull all these out, do the smelting, and then sell the bars with this character so that I'm not. I mean, it doesn't matter which character I sell them with. I can just sell them, period. And then the gold, whatever, if I need it on this character, if I need it on the other character, or worst case scenario, I can just throw it in the guild bank too for the gold and then just pull it out on whichever character I need. So that's how all of that is going. Um, and then I also did pick up this here, which is a leatherworking recipe. I seen it and I was like, may as well grab it, you know, because I'm going to be using it for stuff. So I took it. I don't think there's anything else really in here. A lot of this stuff I was cooking. I can cook these actually, which I don't know why I never did. Oh, because I'm already pretty much past them. I mean, I can still cook them though. I should get at least a level or two out of that. Probably one level with 27 of them. I need a cooking fire though, and then maybe another level there. So that'll at least put me at like 362. And then these ones, I guess I'm gonna sell. I'd never found. Or wait, Basilisk. I did have a Basilisk one, didn't I? Yeah, right there. Okay, so yeah, I'll probably end up just selling this meat because it's not gonna be worth cooking it. Oh, actually, you know what? It actually might be worth cooking it because I can sell that more than I can sell the meat. Because people want spell damage on their character, especially if it's coming from a food. And I don't know about this one. I haven't found the recipe for it. I don't even know if there is a recipe for it. I would assume there is, but I haven't found one. I
Be ready for anything.
have a ton of bandages on me because I've been holding on to a lot of the nether weave. You guys just seen it in the bank there. Um, I don't really use bandages. They're just kind of there. If I remember, I grab them from up here and I use them. But for the most part, I don't ever remember. Let's go over, like I said, to Stormwind real quick. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Before we do that, let's go. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Stop it. There we go. So let me show you guys the reputation here with the lower city because I don't want you guys thinking I was lying about that PvP gear that you can get from reputation. The lower city is one of the things that have the one of the PvP pieces. I don't know why it's not in the Atlas loot thing. So here's your lower city quartermaster. You
You
click on
find
him.
many things
Once you get
here.
honored, you can now get your pieces. So they have the worm hide, the kodo hide, and the dragon hide, and that is the piece that I currently have. And like I said, that is with the lower city. So if you look at reputation, um, there it is. I had just hit honored. I came and I bought the piece, and it tells you right there in the middle where it says classes druid. Under that it says requires level 70, and then under that it says requires lower city honored. So that means you have to at least get up to honored to be able to buy these armor pieces. And they do have other stuff in here, but the main thing that I wanted was the PvP set. So I'll still end up doing this other stuff so I can get things like this. This one's bind on pickup. It I don't even know if I'm going to make a tank, but if I do, that is one of the rare gems that you can craft for yourself that you can't sell or anything. And the only crappy thing about that is you can only have one on your character. So it kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's still pretty good if you're a tank or anything like that. So there are things on here that help. Oh look, there's one of the head slot items. That one has strength and intellect. So maybe it's with the different factions with the head slot pieces. There's a trinket that's not for me. That's not a bad ring, but like I said, with your even with the rings, you can see my blue ring on the left. That is level 70. Don't pay attention to the level 60 on the right. It's not bad, which is why I still have it. But the one on the left, like I said, with PvP, main thing you want to focus on for the PvP aspect, it is the resilience, and that ring does have resiliency. The blue one there. But if I'm just doing PvE, then this ring here would probably take place of that one. So it just
I've got
depends,
some.
like I said. Anyway, let's go to Stormwind, and it's going to be over in the Champions Hall. It's not going to be. I think I've shown you guys the Champions Hall before, um, but in there is where you'll find the Grand Marshal PvP gear that you can get. So where is it at? That's not it. Wait, what is that? Exit door. Okay, so they haven't opened up the other thing yet. All right, here is Stormwind. Let's go through here. Run out of the Mage Tower here. Oh, it's called Wizard Sanctum. I don't know. I call it Mage Tower. I don't know if that's what it's intended to be. This is where mages poured in, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Never played a mage. let's run over to the auction house real quick. Or no, not the auction house. We're going to Old Town over here. So we're gonna run over there real quick, and we're gonna go into the Champions Hall. And I believe they have no, those were level 60. They have PvP weapons in there too, but they're level 60. It's not going to be worth it, especially if you're a druid and you have the item that I have. This is still going to be better than the level 60 PvP gear that they have in the Champions Hall. So here we are in Old Town, right through here. And then you're going to want to go right. And then in this back corner here, you'll see this little area where there's like a fountain, these little signs here, up here, and then through this portal here. And then this is also where you can find the pieces that aren't part of the PvP sets that I showed you. So PvP, yeah, so like these sets here. So your your head, your shoulders, your chest, gloves, and pants, they're all gotten here. Well, they're all gotten either through reputation or through the PvP vendor, which I will show you that in a second. But you can also get the oh look, there's a back piece. That one. Where do I get that at? That's probably here. Sergeant's heavy cloak. Anyway, so your back piece, your back piece, your neck, your ring, things like that, you also get them in this area. This I think is level 60 gear here. 60, 60. Yeah, this is all 60. So you don't want to talk to him.
Well,
This is your accessories, but I don't think it's this guy either. Oh yeah, it is. So there's the back piece. Here is the new trinket that I have. This is the ring that I got. Yeah, so if I wanted to, I could get this one to replace the purple one, but it's also for spell damage. So I don't know if I want to because you can't do two of the same ring. This one will give me extra resilience, so it's definitely a possibility, and it also has more stamina, so it's definitely a possibility. Because the healing, obviously, I still heal myself and stuff. So I might get it. I don't know. And then you have a neck piece, which would probably be this one here. Yeah. So it'd be this one here. There's your cape, as I said. What's that? This is the other trinket that I said you could get, but I don't think I want this one. Yes, it has higher resilience. Um, but the current trinkets that I have, so like this one here removes all of my impairing effects and everything. This one here gives me extra damage even when it's just equipped. Like even if I forget to actually do the use feature on it, which I have it over here, I just right click. So even if I forget to do the use feature for the extra 200 for 15 seconds for the attack power, it still gives me improved critical strike rating, which is why I have it. This one only heals you, and I mean, it gives you the resilience too, but it only heals you as the use feature, and it's not even for that much. And then it has a 2 minute cooldown, so I don't know if it's really worth it. The only thing that would be worth it would be, like I said, the resilience. So I don't know if I actually want that or not. And then the rest of these pieces are shit.
Alrighty then.
And then here is where you have your actual PvP weapons that are 70. Um, yeah, so like even this one would technically be better than what I have right now. Only because of the attack power for the cat. So instead of the 457, I'll be at was that 539, and then like I said before, it also comes with resilience. The crit strike hit rating is a little bit lower, but that's fine. And then almost double the stamina, and it still has the strength on it. So this would still be technically better than what I have, I guess. I forgot about that. Any of these other ones, I don't think. I mean, you could use these if you wanted to, but I don't think any of these other ones have cat stuff on them. Yeah, it's only that one. So that would be the one that you would probably want to get, as far as for a blue set anyway. And if you want to see what it looks like, there you go. Looks like the previous one that we had before. I think the other one was blue though. This one has a little purple highlights on it.
See you later.
And then your purple gear, your level 70 purple gear is actually up here. So this guy here on the right, he is for level 60 stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is all your level 60 stuff, the guy on the right, and then the guy on the left is your purple stuff. So this is where you'll get your purple level 70 bracers, your purple 70 waist, your boots, which this part here confuses me a little bit because if you look at the Dragonhide set piece, which technically it's not part of the set piece, it's just called Dragonhide because the boots aren't part of the set piece. But if you look at these and you look at these, I believe these ones are better than these. This one gives you intellect and strength. However, this one gives you more agility, but not by much. But it also gives you more stamina. So, and a tiny bit more resilience. So I don't know which one of these you want to go with. I mean, they might have it like that for a certain reason. So maybe you do want to get the Dragonhide set. Maybe it just goes better with it. I don't know. And then, like I said, this is where you can get the Dragonhide set that actually says Grand Marshal in front of it, but it is the same as the reputation points. And then, of course, if you're not doing Feral DPS like I am, then you can go for either your, what is this one? Boomkin set. I think this is healing. So I think the Kodo hide is. Oh, maybe not. Healing. Damage and healing. Healing and damage. So these ones are just separate. So healing by 42, damage by 14. This one does both by 22. That's fucking stupid. I don't know which is which, honestly. Mm, I think the Kodo hide is your healing set. I don't know, but I've been looking at that too. So that's another thing I spent my money on. I did end up buying a dual spec. Have not put any of the points into it at all because I'm thinking about making a restoration druid, a healing druid, because with the PvP stuff that I was doing, as you guys seen, I only did 2 of 8, and that's with my DPS thing. So with it being the same character and you having a dual spec, if I make like I keep the feral DPS that I have, right? And then if I make a healing one here, I can easily get into groups to do stuff as a healing druid very easily. Whether it's raiding, whether it's arenas, um, battlegrounds, like I can be a lot more helpful. I can. The only problem is I don't know much about healing with the druid. I've done it once before and I didn't like it. But my point is, if I can master the healing, or at least be better at the healing than I am at the DPS, which I don't think healing's that hard. I could be wrong about it, but especially in the arenas, I don't know because I'm sure I'll be targeted first. But if I can get the healing down, what I can do is I can get into arenas a lot faster, and if we can get higher rating with the PvP, no matter what, whether I go in as a DPS or I go in as a healer, I will still get the same amount of points. So let's just say, for instance, it would never happen, but for instance, if I get really good at the healing and I go into a 2v2 and we win 10 out of 10 games, that'll put me at a 2300 rating, I think it is. I think that's the cap if you get a 10 out of 10. I think it's a 2300 rating. So that will let me buy my shoulders and it'll let me buy my weapon. And I don't have to only buy the healing stuff. I'll probably get the healing stuff first because that's what's giving me the arena points and the rating. But I can keep doing it even with the better gear, which will help me even further. And then I can still go, I'll have the same rating, and I can get the DPS gear with it. Does that make sense to you guys? So basically, I can do the healing in the battlegrounds just to get my PvP for my DPS because my DPS can't do it without being shitty, but the healing might be able to do better. But I haven't put points into it yet because, like I said, I don't know if I want to do healing. I might want to stick with Pharaoh and just try a tank because the tank is also good. Because if they can't kill you, they're going to get pissed. They're going to go for the healer. The only problem with that is you're not going to be doing much damage, but it's going to be a lot harder for them to heal you. So as long as the healer can heal himself, and if the healer that you're with is good, he can heal himself while he can do damage to the enemy. Because even healers have damaging spells, so they can still do damage. And then even if his healing does start dropping or whatever, I can also pop out of my bear form and I can start healing him as well. So I can do that. I can go in as a tank, or I can even turn into a boomkin. Boomkins are not bad. They're just range DPS for druids. They're not bad as long as you know what you're doing there. But I think restoration, I think the healing would probably be the easiest thing to do. So with the gear that I have now, or even the gear that we were just looking at,
You got my
this stuff,
attention.
I want to buy, at least for now, I want to buy my set first, the Dragonhide set. So when I get enough honor, when I get enough marks, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to buy the purple pieces that I can buy with just honor and marks. On top of that, though, for the second spec, I can come in here and I can buy the Kodo hide set, or whichever one I said was a healing. I think it's a Kodo hide. I don't know. I'll probably look into that just to be sure because I fucking suck at trying to figure these out. They're so close together. But anyway, I can come in here and I can get the Kodo hide set. And I can do healing on the side, like I said, and I can use the healing rating that I get from that to buy the season one PvP gear, and actually have the rating for the shoulders and for the weapon. So, and on top of that, like I said, I will still get like whatever the healing one is. So, um, it's probably that staff I just looked at. Yeah, so that's a sword. Axe we can't use. Polearm we can't use. We can use two-handed maces. This one does not have any spell stuff on it whatsoever, but this one does. So this is probably the staff that I need, whether it's a boomkin or whether it's healer. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people with that. Now I know where it comes from, and now I know how to identify either healers or uh, range DPS. But yeah, so that's the plan. Um, Sorry that took so long, especially since we didn't really do much. I was just kind of talking to you guys the entire time, but that's about an hour and a half. I am sorry for that. Hopefully, you guys got something out of it. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Like I said, I can do some more fishing, but I'm probably not going to now. Right now, I kind of got burned out on it yesterday. Because I was at 223 yesterday. You guys seen how long it took just to get 1 point out of it, and now we're sitting at, or sorry, I was at 225. And now we're at 247. So I don't think I was at 220. I might have been like 230 or something like that. But either way, it still took a while just to get to 247. So really annoying. Just doing the fishing. And then, like I said, technically, I think the fishing, I don't think it's broken. I think it's just working differently because I could literally sit here in Stormwind, go to the river that you guys seen me pass, which is right back out here. Right here. I could fish in here, and again, every 4 to 5 fish that I get, it'll still give me a point, even though it's a low level fishing area. So I could technically do it here in the city too. But I don't know, the chat gets annoying and I get distracted and stuff. And I also don't need the rested XP because we don't get rested XP with this character. So, but yeah, that's going to be it. Questions, comments, concerns, put it down in the comment section. Thank you all for joining me. Like I said, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. If you like, no pressure whatsoever. Like literally none at all. But if you guys would not mind, Or if you want to support the channel further, what you can do is you can join the channel. You can become a member. Ooh, there's none of these in there right now. Did I link that right? I think so. So that means I can set my own price. We will go to, let's try 60. Because I think the other one took a while and these two didn't sell and they were all around 53, 54. So we won't go too much higher, but with them being the only ones in there, they should sell. This, I was hoping to get something out of it, but I put it in there twice now and it's not selling, so I'm not going to worry about it. This is something that I found. I only bought it for, I think, maybe 2 gold. And look at that. It's not even worth it anymore either. So I'm not even going to put that in there. I'll just sell these two at the auction or at a vendor, and I'll do the fish later. But yeah, if you guys would like to support the channel a little bit further, do me a favor. Like I said, no pressure whatsoever. You guys do not have to do this. It does cost money. You can join the channel, become a member. It is 99 cents a month. Not expensive at all. Um, unless you're going through hard times, which I have been there. 99 cents can be a make it or break it deal, and I fully understand that. I am not. There's a lot of people out there that's like, oh, 99 cents is nothing. Yeah, that's probably because you've had money your whole life and you've never had to struggle. If you've had to struggle, you know that 99 cents is quite a fucking bit. So, I mean, so is $500, but at the same time, like if you don't have that 99 cents, it's a lot of money. So I understand that. So if you guys don't want to do it, no pressure. I'm not asking you to. I'm just letting you know it is there if you choose to. So let's just make all that clear. Like I said before, and in the future, I will never ask you guys for money. It's just an offer that if you guys want to support the channel, that's how you can do it because it does help. But the main way to do it is completely free. Subscribe and like the channel. That's it. Oh, and leave a comment and share it. Those are all free things to do. They take a little bit of your time, which technically time is very valuable as well, but they're free financially, I guess. So thank you all. Enjoy your day. Hopefully everyone is having a great weekend. It is just now going to be the weekend for me. And I will see you guys in the next video. One last thing before we go. They're here. So this is the... Oh, nice. Wait. Who are these guys? Arathi Basin. Not nice. I was hoping it was Alteric Valley. These are the bonus honor that you're going to be getting for the weekend. So for me, it's well, I mean for everyone, it's going to be Alteric Valley.
Careful.
So I'll probably do some of those. I do need some marks. We only have 5. I think some of the pieces that I want take like 20 marks or something like that. So I'll do some of those. They weren't bad the last time I did it. The one that's been horrible has been Eye of the Storm. But anyway, bye bye guys. Bye bye.